Hello, hello. My name is Brian,
And I'm Brian.
and this is Brian versus Brian, episode 16, Van Damme. We're going to do a retrospective, kind of a walkthrough of the filmography of the very famous, or maybe formerly very famous, Jean-Claude Van Damme, the muscles from
From Brussels.
Brussels. Yeah, big dude in the 80s, early 90s. Yeah, forget he was so big, but
Yeah,
then when you look back on it, the time, the period of time he was big was about this big. It's a couple years.
couple of years, yeah.
It's a couple years. So, um, I guess before we go into just the like, because I'll pull up the filmography here in order so we can talk about, like we spoke about. He's kind of one of those guys that just made so many movies that me and you haven't watched a lot of them,
Yeah.
but we've watched the big ones, the tent poles, the one he's known for. So we'll talk about those as we come to them. But first of all, what's what's your experience with Van Damme, and as far as action movies, growing up on him, was it one of your favorites?
Oh, he was the favorite for sure. This is why I know we were talking about doing a retrospective on doing Arnold or maybe a different actor and Van Damme. And I immediately was like Van Damme because I know I was fucking obsessed with his movies growing up. I kind of stopped watching his movies around like the early 2000s when he starts making, straight to DVD type stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure I've seen all of his movies from the 80s into the 90s. So yeah, I was obsessed with his films, and I think because you know the other big guys like Stallone and Schwarzenegger, those were more you know explosions, shooting machine guns type of movies, where Van
Yeah.
Damme was more like hand to hand combat and fighting, and I think I enjoyed his movies more because of that, and seeing him do the splits every single fucking movie is hilarious.
Yeah, more like fist, or more like foot to face combat,
Yeah, foot to
bro.
foot. Yeah.
This
So I
guy's a
think that's what drew me to it as a kid.
this, guy,
Um,
this guy's a kicker.
but yeah, and I think my some of it had to do with my older brother. He loved Van Damme too, and I think that just kind of trickled down, and I got obsessed with it. But yeah, that was kind of my experience watching all of his movies as a kid.
Yeah, uh, he was one of my favorites. I was always more into the martial arts movies than the gun movies, like Arnold style and stuff. So I always liked watching like Bruce Lee and Jackie
Mhm.
Chan and
Jackie Chan
uh,
for sure. Rumble in the Bronx too. When I saw that for the first time, I was my
oh
mind was fucking blown.
yeah, that's his first American movie, and God,
Hmm.
what a way to start. People, God, Jackie Chan was so good doing his own stunts too.
Hmm.
That's another episode, man. Jackie
Yeah.
Chan deserves a spotlight. Um, but yeah, growing up, I remember my grandma was a avid like action movie person. She didn't watch nothing else, dude. She hated comedy. She hated like romance. Any kind of movie sucked unless it's it's got to be action.
Hmm.
So my she's born in Vietnam. She's super Asian, little old lady, and she always had a massive VHS collection. She'd always get movies, and I remember Van Damme was one of her favorites, and Steven Seagal. I always
Yeah.
I always hated Seagal, but she always loved him. I was like, Grandma, this fat motherfucker can't do nothing. He's so good. He'd break your goddamn neck. I was breaking necks and he just kind of like pushes people.
Yeah, I've seen like scenes where he kind of just slaps people a little bit and they
Yeah,
like do a flip.
yeah.
Like, what the fuck was that? Yeah, my
But
dad was into Seagal, and I was never really clicked for me.
Seagal, bless his heart, he did have Under Siege. Under Siege is the
Mm,
shit. I love that
yeah,
fucking movie. That's the best thing he did. Only thing of value, I think, that movie was awesome with Tommy Lee Jones and fucking
right.
Busey. Like Busey. Back when Busey was a beast. Man,
Hmm.
he was so good back then. Uh So yeah, that's my thoughts. I remember seeing a lot of Van Damme movies because a lot of his shit would come to VHS pretty fucking quick.
Yeah.
And especially at near the end. So I would always watch them over there, and I enjoyed that time with my grandma watching like fucking Bloodsport and
Mhm.
Lionheart. She had all the deep cuts, like
Yeah.
these ones we don't know about, we haven't seen. She had them all. I just didn't watch them because I was like, I hadn't heard of him at that point. He was at that point, uh, he was so far down in popularity. My grandma was still riding the Van Damme train hard.
Hmm.
So that's kind of my experience with Van Damme. Before we get into the filmography, I kind of wanted to bring up this since we just talked about Seagal. You ever heard the story about Seagal and Van Damme about to get in that fight at Sylvester Stallone's party?
I don't think so.
It's a pretty awesome story. And like you look it up on YouTube. There's all sorts of the different sides, but Stallone has confirmed it. They were at a party at his house, and they got in an argument, and Stallone was talking shit, and Van Damme was step outside. Terrible Van Damme accent. Do you want to step outside to do the fight? And then I guess Seagal's like, no, no, no. He's wanted to fight him right there. So this house is too nice to fight in. Yeah, I would hate to ruin this man's house by knocking you around. And then Van
Wow.
Damme's like, then we step outside. The whole party can come and watch. We fight. And I guess that Van Damme was just all about it. It was about to kick his ass, and from most accounts, Seagal just kind of backed off. And later in interviews, Seagal's like, of course, denies all that, says he would have beat the shit out of him.
Van Damme
But
would have won.
oh yeah, this is like Van Damme peak, like 1993 Van Damme,
Hmm.
and Seagal, even at his peak, was like this flabby dude.
Yeah.
Um, and it's funny. There's a couple interviews of Van Damme making fun of Seagal. It's like, yes, I seen the Seagal movies. He's la 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 la. He's all making fun of it. Just the way he makes fun of people, like an 8-year-old child. La 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 Seagal. It's so funny.
That's hilarious.
All right. Well,
I'll have
let's
to look
jump.
that up.
Let's jump into this. First thing I see on his resume is No Retreat, No
No
Surrender,
surrender.
1986.
Hmm.
I don't remember much about this. From the cover of it, it's got like a Soviet flag and an American flag on one side, and two motherfuckers facing off on the front.
Yeah.
This looks like a Rocky Four
4.
situation to me.
Yeah.
I do remember some of this where he's like playing a Russian. I remember the accent being pretty much his normal
Hmm.
accent. Yeah, I
And he
don't
was the
remember.
villain.
Oh yeah, of course. You got to start out as a villain. Hey, you die a hero, or you live long enough to become a villain.
Yeah,
Do
this
you,
one I never saw growing up, and it was like one of the ones that I was obsessed with trying to find because it was the one, and I think I found it at like a fucking Walmart bin. I was like, "Yeah, no retreat, no surrender." And then that's last time I watched it that night, and I haven't seen it since.
oh man. Uh, so God, they got to make a fucking. Probably can't do it because there's so many movies. It'd be probably a licensing nightmare. But a Van Damme box set, just the filmography. That thing would
Hmm.
be huge. But that just got him started. This is what really did it. Bloodsport.
Yeah, Bloodsport's the shit.
Bloodsport's the one. So
Kumite.
yeah, the Kumite. So Bloodsport's pretty badass. It's your basic Mortal Kombat,
Hmm.
Enter the Dragon story. Oh shit, martial arts tournament underground. No rules. The funny thing about this movie is that it's based on this man's life.
Frank
It,
Dukes.
yeah, this is an action. It says action biography drama. This dude, Frank Dukes, wrote this fucking book or something, or this is his life story. He's like, we have to make a movie about my life. And this is it. And by most accounts, he's completely full of shit. Most people think he doesn't even know how to fight.
Damn.
He's talking about this fucking underground, like, I think he said he was like a CIA agent too. And it's like, of course you can't prove it. It was a secret, but I was.
Sure, pal.
So it's kind of crazy. I mean, it's a good movie, but I damn sure wasn't thinking, damn, this is a good biography.
Oh man, I forgot about the whole Frank Dukes thing.
Yeah,
we were speculating growing up of like whether or not Frank Dukes did any like stunt work for Van Damme. So, you know, like when they do the cutaways and you can't actually see Van Damme kicking somebody. Like, I wonder if that's Frank Dukes. No, probably not.
Frank Dukes is the stunt man for Bolo.
Bolo.
That main villain, that big Chinese dude.
Oh yeah.
Who's like in every fucking movie.
Yeah, he's in a couple Van Damme movies.
Yeah, and he's in Enter the Dragon. He's in some Jackie Chan movies. This motherfucker, he's always like the Chinese villain.
Yeah,
he's fucking stacked.
And he always fucking lifts up his fucking boobs.
He's got his titties. And this one, he has the fucking. It's hard to remember because this movie and Kickboxer are the same fucking movie.
Yeah.
So sometimes I get them confused, but I'm pretty sure it's this one where he's got the Harley Davidson American fighter friend, and Bolo grabs the fucking Harley thing.
Oh no, that's Bloodsport.
Is that Bloodsport?
That's Bloodsport.
But Bolo's in that too, then?
Mm-hmm.
God damn.
He's the main villain at the end. That's who he has to beat.
See, he's in every one of these fucking movies.
I don't remember anything about Kickbox other than the infamous fucking dance scene at the bar. Other than that, I don't remember much about it.
Well, if you've seen Bloodsport, you remember it.
Yeah.
It's the same fucking movie. All of his movies on IMDb, like Bloodsport got a 6.8. That's the highest one. Up until JCVD is his highest rated movie,
which I haven't seen. I need to watch that.
Yeah, I heard it's good. But in Kickboxer is close. It's 6.5. So it's like they have like the same score because of the same fucking movie. They just did it twice. So, you have any more thoughts on Bloodsport?
No. I mean, I think out of all of his movies, with maybe the exception of two other ones I'm sure we'll get to. I watched this one a lot. It's fucking silly and ridiculous and in all the best ways. Yeah, that's really all I can say. Watch it if you haven't seen it. It's great.
I just watched it. I was watching some interviews. Van Damme interviews are really cool. I like him because he's such a weirdo and his accent is fucking crazy. So it's fun to listen to. So he's on this radio show. He's like, I will tell you about the Bloodsport and how I made the Bloodsport. Okay. And it's like a little podcast. He's like, I'll tell you this story because I don't care about the numbers. Okay. I don't care about how many people or watch. I care about people. Okay. Because I love you. I give the best story to you. Okay. I give it to you now. Here's the Bloodsport. Okay. I am at his house. It has the producer's name. I forget and everything. And I'm showing him I do the kicks. My leg goes so high. I said, look at how high I could do this. No one can do this. You have to film this. It has to be given to the people. And he's like, and he's like, you know, and he's like, and I make good money. I don't need to do acting. Okay, I have a gym. I sell merchandise. I sell vitamins and supplements at my gym. I am making so much money. I'm very, very good actor. But I want that. He's like, he's a very good money, but I want to be actor. I said, the people need this. I said, they need this. They need to see this. And it's just fucking hilarious. And he's going on, and the people in the interview are like, he's just rambling.
Out of your fucking mind, yeah.
He's just rambling. And he's like, so he brings to me, he says, hey, I know this. He drops it on my desk. Boom! The Bloodsport. Big Bloodsport, big movie. And he's like, this is what I will do now. And he says he got paid $25,000 for Bloodsport.
Wow.
I think he said that was gone within a week.
That's not much, yeah.
Well, yeah, when you're doing a pound of blow, fuck. And that, I mean, he was blowed out on that coca, man. We gotta bring that up early,
Yeah.
because it's gonna come up. I feel like the movie, it's a biography, but it's almost a biography of his own at the end when he gets the shit blown in his.
Oh yeah, and he can't see. Yeah.
I feel like that's just him blown out on coca, man. Trying to fight. That's my favorite scene, dude. I loved that scene as a kid. You can't see, why is he screaming?
He's getting the shit kicked out of him.
Every fucking vein popping in, every muscle, and he's like looking around. As I was the coolest scene ever. Like, tell me you didn't do that as a kid. When I was play fighting in my living room, I would like pretend to get shit thrown in my eyes. And then I go into this trance type state where I could fight you without seeing you. Did it all the time. It was fucking awesome.
Nice.
So that's the one that got him started, made him a big name. Next one I'm not too familiar with. Cyborg.
Yeah, that's another deep cut we watched a lot in the house. It's like a futuristic. He has to transport this cyborg for some reason, and this group of hunters are like hunting him and that girl down, and he's just trying to protect her. Basically, it's like a point A to point B type of movie.
I would probably like that. He didn't do it. He did. He always did like a like a guy at the end of his rope who has to fight someone movie. Or a sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
He did very few sci-fi, but those are the other ones he did. And so there's very few of the sci-fi version, and I like all those. So I'd probably like this one. I'll have to check that out.
There's some cool moments in it. I mean, I'm sure I haven't seen it in a long time, so I'm sure it hasn't aged well, but there's a lot of cool moments in it. And a really cool villain. The villain creeped me out as a kid. It's like this big ass dude with sunglasses, and he has like this deep, dark, ominous voice. Almost like you remember Tony Todd and Candyman? Just that voice was just super fucking creepy. He kind of had one of those kind of voices.
Want some candy?
But yeah, definitely watched Cyborg a lot growing up.
Yeah, then next up is 1989 Kickboxer. Of course, we pretty much went over that because we went over Bloodsport. Like the same fucking movie. This one is way more jacked though. I'm looking at the pictures.
Yeah.
Kickboxer, he got jacked as shit. He's big, and that might be like the biggest version of Van Damme. And in that one, he's always got that fucking. He's either got the long greasy hair, or he's got the short little fucking parted. Fucking boy haircut. That was the boy haircut. The next one is the first debut of the greasy hair. Lionheart.
Yes, the slick back.
Yeah. Fucking.
Which is basically Bloodsport and Kickboxer, just in the city.
Yeah.
From what I remember.
Yeah, I used to fight. I don't fight no more.
Parking garages.
But I have the heart of a lion. Yeah.
So if you've seen Bloodsport and you've seen Kickboxer, you've seen Lionheart.
Yeah, I like that one. I don't remember much about it, but I remember that one being one of my favorite ones growing up. I remember the cover of the VHS.
Yeah, him like standing like this with the city in the background.
Cover's always the same on these movies. It's always him, one shoulder higher than the other, and one arm bulging. Tank top, white shirt, cop uniform. Take your pick.
Yeah,
whatever it may be, but it's gonna have him, unless it's more than one of him. It could be two.
Yeah. Which we're coming up to that.
We are coming up. Next one is a Death Warrant.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Death Warrant, 1990. So we're coming into the 90s. So it's weird. his biggest movie is kind of behind him. He's got a couple big ones coming up, but
Yeah, he's got some pretty big ones coming up, or at least one of them.
yeah, he still felt like really relevant at this time.
Death
I
Warrant
don't.
was cool, man. Like I remember, so Death Warrant, I think he's a cop, and there's some fucking crazy asshole villain in prison, and I don't remember why, but he has to go to prison to like infiltrate and try and kill him or something. From what I remember, I don't know. It was pretty fun.
Yeah. And next, Double Impact, 1991. This is one where
Yeah.
you get two Van Dams on the goddamn cover. This is this where 90s movies, they're just pulling shit out of their ass to
Mhm.
try and make money. People, the people are like, okay, they love Van Damme. What would they love more? Two fucking Van Dams. What if Van Damme was fighting Van Damme, motherfucker? That's what they came up with, and it's actually a decent movie. I kind of like
Yeah.
it. I just watched the trailer the other day, and the trailer's so good because it's
Mhm.
those old 90s trailers where they fucking voice over the whole goddamn thing.
Yeah.
Van Damme, two twins separated at birth and raised on the other sides of the street. One, one is street smart. He's like the long hair Van Damme. One is a good guy. And
Yeah, that movie rules.
it keeps throwing shit at you. Action, whoopah, adventure, splits. It's like only one thing makes more of an impact than Van Damme. And then it shows them both. Who are you? Van Damme. Yeah, it's like Van Damme and Van Damme star in Double Impact. Double the excitement. They said double in the trailer 40 fucking times.
Just in case you forget.
So
Yeah, that movie fucking rules.
that one's pretty good. And surprisingly, we're having, those shots where you got to do the camera back and
Yeah.
forth because it's one guy. Usually that doesn't turn out too well. So next was another one of the rare sci-fi ones, and one of my favorite ones. I thought this movie was really good. I can't believe it scores as low as it is. Universal Soldier.
Yeah, this may be arguably one of his biggest movies.
Yeah.
It was directed by Roland Emmerich and produced by Dean Delvin. And if those names sound familiar, it's because those are the teams that did Independence Day or would go on to do Independence Day and that awful Godzilla movie. But so that's kind of interesting. And Dolph Lundgren, which was a big deal because Dolph Lundgren was kind of hanging around in the same era as an action star. So to put fucking Van Damme and Lundgren in the same movie.
Yeah, and it was touched on some really cool shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like Lundgren, like they're in the Vietnam War, right? And there's soldiers, and like Lundgren's doing fucked up shit, so Van Damme tries to stop him. And from what I remember, Lundgren kills him,
Mm-hmm.
murders him, and Lundgren dies also somehow. I think
Yeah, they kill each other.
Kill each other. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a mutual death kill, double impact. And then some crazy, like RoboCop type program where they're bringing people back and they use these two Vietnam soldiers, and so they come back to life. And it had a really interesting story of him remembering his old life, and it was a really cool story driven one.
Mm-hmm.
And the little things about like him having to eat a lot, like that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like some little story things. He's like at that fucking diner, he's just eating everything. You gonna pay for that, buddy?
And people get mad, and so he beats them up.
Yeah. And he's like, is he eating during it? Or he's got a leg up here, and then he takes a bite of mashed potatoes or some shit. And like he asked, I don't remember, there's something about cold, right? He's like in the tub of ice.
Oh, yeah.
Like his body overheats or something. Yeah. I have to watch that one again. And they made a couple sequels. I remember the sequels not being too great, but the first one is definitely really good.
Agreed.
Nowhere to Run.
Remember that one? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember that one very well. I remember it being pretty good. Oh, romance. I don't remember no romance.
Yeah, it was a drama more than an action movie from when when I was a kid, I was pretty disappointed when I left. I was like, what the fuck was that?
Rated R. That's another thing. This motherfucker hits the R's, bro.
Yeah.
This is like this whole filmography is R, other than The Quest. We'll get to that soon.
It's because he's always banging women and getting the fucking titty in there. Almost all these movies, he's getting some.
Hard Target.
Yeah.
1993.
John Woo.
Yeah, I liked Hard Target. That's a good one.
This
That's
one
your-
where he fucking punches a snake in the face.
Don't bite me. Yeah, that's a. It's hard to kind of go over these separately, almost as like they just amalgam into one movie in your mind.
Yeah.
It's just one. It's like one 97-hour movie in my mind of Jean Van Damme just kicking ass.
Yeah.
And moving like he was a cop, and then he had to do a tournament, and then he got sent to space.
That's all one movie.
It's one life he lived.
This one has some pretty epic, ridiculous choreography, though. Like, this is the one where he's driving the motorcycle towards the car, and he stands up on the bike, and he shoots the gun. He's riding the motorcycle. So good.
And he's like, I did that without wires. That is me riding the bike. I had to learn for weeks how to ride a bike with no hands and no feet.
Ridiculous.
I'm shooting a real gun. That's not a prop gun. Next one is my, I think, favorite. I think it's a sleeper. Can't believe the score is so low.
We're gonna have the same favorite, I think. If I know where you're going with this.
This is his top grossing movie he ever made. 1994, Time Cop.
We don't have the same one. The Time Cop is pretty fucking good.
That's where I went. Time Cop. Fuck, dude. Time Cop is sick, dude.
Time Cop's pretty good.
I rewatched it the other day. It's a really good sci-fi movie. It's a interesting time travel movie where time travel is invented, and then they have to kind of outlaw it because people are fucking with the timeline, and they start this police agency that will police the timeline and send people back and forth to stop people from time traveling so they won't fuck up the future. And this senator starts using criminals and stuff to go back, and he like robs like Civil War caravans, and so he's like buying guns in the future with these gold doubloons that are now worth a shit ton. And it's just a really cool, interesting story. And so Van Damme's got to stop him, and at the same time, like, you're not allowed to use time travel for yourself in any way, shape, or form. They're like the cops are there to stop any and all time travel from happening. But his wife was killed in like the beginning of the movie, so by the end of the movie, he's also kind of breaking the rules and trying to stop his wife from being killed and looking at his timeline. It's fucking cool. I love this movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't remember much about it.
Right
Oh
there.
shit.
So this is the what you need, actually.
Fuck all the rest.
It's about it. The biography, and then
Time Cop.
changing the future. So yeah, Time Cop, like good effects, like really cool time travel. They get in this little cart, and it goes down this like almost like crash testing, like when they got the car on the rail and it hits the wall and there's a wall there, so they have to bring it up to speed, and then the wall just like whoa does this effect, and then they pump through, and it's a really good effect for 1994. It's a decent, and then in the future they'll like cut through the warp the screen and have them come out.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they do a lot of really cool things in this movie, and Van Damme, I think, is like at his best. There's a scene in his apartment. Guy tries to come fuck him up. He's in the kitchen, of course, and the sink's been on the whole fight. So
Yeah, I remember this now.
So the ground is wet, and he has to jump up and do the splits on the countertop.
Mm-hmm.
And then
in his fucking undies.
Yeah, shock the water. Yeah, I love it. It's definitely my favorite, I think. Time Cop. Check it out. If you haven't checked out Time Cop, it's a vastly underrated was not big critically, like uh ratings and reviews, but was his highest grossing movie. So I think people at that time were just ready to go see a Van Damme movie. And in 1994, this was a kind of interesting time cop. Around that time we had what was a Stallone one?
Stallone one. A
Yeah,
time travel Stallone?
where it's like Frozen and it has Wesley
Oh,
Snipes.
Demolition Man.
Yeah, it's around that time. So a lot of people were doing this kind of time stuff right there. So I think people went to the theaters in droves to see it. Most ended up not liking it, but they went to see it, so it made it his highest grossing.
That's interesting. I would have thought that Universal Soldier would have been his highest. That's interesting. The Time Cop.
Yeah. And the next one is one I really like, Sudden Death.
So that one's my
1995.
favorite. That's my personal favorite. Yeah.
Sudden Death.
I kind of echo the things you said about Time Cop in that I think it's underrated, and I don't know. I think out of all the ones I watched as a kid, this one I thought was the most entertaining because this movie just fucking runs. Like it's all just action from start to beginning. I mean, it's basically Die Hard in a hockey arena. For those who haven't seen it, it's Van Damme playing John McClane, but it's during a hockey playoffs game. There's a bunch of terrorists trying to do some shit.
Yeah.
It's just Van Damme running around a hockey coliseum.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it. I think it's awesome.
One lonely Zambroni driver must save the day. Now, I'm pretty sure he was like a security guard, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think he was like a fireman. In the beginning of the movie, he was like a fireman who lost somebody and he's a broken man and takes his daughter to the playoff game and has to prove himself, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah. Isn't it like the Bruins or the
I think it was the Penguins.
Penguins? It's something
Yeah.
yellow and black, right?
Because he does fight the mascot. One of the terrorists puts the mascot on and they have a little fight in the kitchen. It's awesome.
Yeah, I like that one too. That one's really good. That wouldn't hurt my feelings. Someone had that at their top. But the next one, I hope we can agree on the next one. I fucking hated. It was one of probably my least favorite Van Damme movie like ever. Was The Quest from
Yeah, that movie kind of sucks.
Like set in the 20s and shit, and I was like, really, a timepiece with Van Damme? It just wasn't very good. The Quest says it's like a boring ass quest across 95 minutes. Not much happens.
Felt like 3 hours.
Yeah, it felt like a fucking quest.
Yeah. I mean, especially when you're coming off of fucking how great Bloodsport, Kickboxer, and Lionheart is to do another tournament movie and just have it be so fucking boring.
Yeah, like a fucking.
This should be your bread and butter by now.
1920s tournament movie, and he's like a slave. This is fucking dumb. And there's like some British colonial shit going on. You will fight for us. Fight, Brussels man. If I fight, I want my freedom. Yeah, it's fucking
this summer.
And it's got like about the same score as Time Cop and Sudden Death. Is like that's a travesty. What the fuck? All of his movies are scoring in the like 5.5 range. Like people are just like, they're a movie. It's a movie.
It's a movie, yeah.
It has a beginning and it does end. And you can watch it. So it's a movie.
It's a 5.
Maximum Risk.
Is that the one with Natasha Henstridge or whatever her name was?
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I don't remember too much about that. I thought it was okay.
I think it's your basic damsel in distress movie, isn't it?
That's funny because when you said Maximum Risk, I was like, fuck, we're already here. Because I remember specifically this movie on is where I start to kind of trickle off into not watching his films. I mean, I think I still see the next couple movies in his filmography, but this is the movie. It's like, I remember specifically being like, I'm starting to trail off on his movies.
Yeah, this is your basic. I think he's trying to protect her. Right, so your basic like eraser.
Yeah,
protect the girl. I mean, it's serviceable. Definitely not one of his worst movies. We'll get into those real quick here.
Yeah, yeah, we go pretty quick on these ones.
1997, Van Damme, Rodman, Rourke, double team.
God damn it. This
This
movie is one of those movies that's so fucking bad that it's good. It's one of those like, yeah, just get a couple beers and some popcorn and just fucking laugh your ass off.
like we were talking about it earlier. I like this one. This one's pretty good. Like I was watching some. I didn't watch the whole thing, but because I don't have it, and a lot of these movies I couldn't really find to stream anywhere. um, but I was watching some scenes from it on YouTube, like the last fight. Like I was saying, the fucking the editing on the fight is just ridiculous. Like just cutting in, cutting out, leg, arm.
The whole fucking movie is shot that way. I feel like if Van Damme's on coke, then the editor was definitely on coke.
He edited it himself. Let me take care of it. I have time. And then like you were saying, like that fight is in an arena, kind of like Bruce Lee style, but it's in an arena full of mines. There's mines planted, and there's fucking like a lion loose and all this shit. And Rourke is actually really good shape. I was literally watching. I was like, God damn, Rourke is he's fucking stacked in this movie, dude. He's looking big, and he's looking like his skin isn't made of fucking beef jerky and shit like it is later, and his face isn't like fucking
all meshed,
creviced.
Yeah,
like he just broke out with beef jerky syndrome and a shit ton of acne later in life. I don't know where that came from. Usually you have these acne scars from like being a kid. Like he didn't have that shit in this movie. I don't know if the makeup was really good or what, but he looked good. And of course Rodman. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Rodman. It's a serviceable. It's not as bad as I remember his acting. It's not good, but it's decent. He gets his lines out. During the fight, like he steps on a mine because they're like there's little crosses all over in the dirt. I was like, why would you mark where the fucking mines are if you're trying to kill somebody? Anyways,
yeah, it's
he
weird.
steps on one. It's like ka-toon! And so he keeps his foot down, and Van Damme and Rourke are fighting. And Rourke's like, yeah, you don't have any help anymore because he knows he can't. Rodman can't move. And he's like, Rodman is just the most cheesy delivery. Well, you know what, buddy? Like, I might have came in here and moved some of your little crosses. So,
God damn it.
And he lifts his foot, and then nothing happens. And then like Rourke happens to step down and hear the click, and so you might want to be careful. And he's like, and then he says, "Oh yeah, and a tiger." And the tiger comes in, and they are like running away, and Rourke can't move because he's on a mine, and the tiger's coming after him. And so he's like got like a single tear coming down, and he's staring. Cut. Lion running or tiger running. Cut. Long shot. Tiger running towards Rourke, and then Rourke, as the tiger gets really close, goes to foot shot, lifts his foot, bits of tiger everywhere. Like it's just fucking ridiculous.
I need to watch that scene again. I can go on YouTube and just watch that.
Yeah, just watch the final fight scene. It's like 10 minutes at most. It was fucking awesome. I was like, all right. Like I'm glad. I probably would be disappointed if I watched the whole 83 minutes to get to that. But the payoff was pretty good.
Oh shit.
So then, that's when you could tell it started to become for the money, right?
We got Knockoff. I'm assuming somewhere around here.
Where the hell was fucking Street Fighter though?
Oh yeah, Street Fighter was 94.
Yeah, Street Fighter wasn't on my list.
He just doesn't have an. He wants to forget it.
So this isn't up to speed. But anyways, yeah, he's in Street Fighter. And he was gonna play Johnny Cage in the Mortal Kombat movie. but then he did Street Fighter. Because Mortal Kombat, that character Johnny Cage is based off Van Damme. They wanted to do uh, those guys wanted to make a Van Damme video game because they were big Van Damme fans, and so they tried to get him signed on, and it didn't work out. And so they just had it be an homage to Van Damme with the glasses and the cool guy shirt off, and he does the blood sport final move. You know, Johnny Cage is a punch to the nuts.
Yeah.
So that just something interesting about that. And I think I don't know, Mortal Kombat was pretty good. I think if it would have had Van Damme as Johnny Cage, that could have been even better. But on my incomplete list, brings us up to, we're just getting late 90s now. So this is where that coca starts to hit you, man.
Yeah.
Like I'm looking at some of these movie posters, and like his skin from 1989 to 1998 has aged about 30 years, bro. His face starts getting rough on this. Like his lines he looks like the fucking Joker now. He's got these deep ass lines in his face. That's that cocaine, man. Knockoff, 1998.
Yep. I don't remember a fucking thing about this movie, but I've definitely seen it.
Me either. Next. Legionnaire, 1998.
Rented it from Sunburst. Don't remember a fucking thing about it.
Yeah, 49-cent Wednesdays, baby. Be kind, rewind. I remember it being a pretty stupid period piece again, from my recollection. I was like, I don't want to see Van Damme in the motherfucking 20s or 30s, bro. I want to see you in the future or now. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So this was kind of, this next one is when he tried to, he fell off for a bit. I remember this kind of being the comeback, like, oh shit, Van Damme. Remember him? Universal Soldier, The Return, 1999.
I remember that. I drugged my mom to go sit in the theaters, in which we did, and I'm sorry, Mom.
Is that Michael Jai White?
Yeah, and Goldberg.
And Goldberg.
Mm-hmm.
Goldberg. Like, oh shit.
That movie was really bad.
Was Dolph in that one? No, he wasn't.
No.
Dolph
he knew.
Yeah, it was supposed to be the comeback train for Van Damme. That didn't work out too well. I remember this one being pretty good. Van Damme, Inferno, also known as Desert Heat.
Nope. I think The Return. I'm looking. I have his IMDb up too, and I think The Return is literally the last movie. I haven't seen any of these movies up until I haven't even seen JCVD. I haven't seen one of his movies until Expendables. So I really walked away.
Yeah. Oh, what about this Replicant? 2001. You familiar with that?
I remember when it came out. I don't think I ever saw it though.
Just by the name alone, scientists create a genetic clone of a serial killer in order to help catch the killer, teaming up with two cops. So that sounds interesting. I bet I'd like that one. That sounds like a super cheesy, weird one. Like just the name alone, Replicant. I thought, yeah, I'm liking this. He's a replicant. He's not me.
Hey, it has Michael Rooker in it. That's something.
There you go. The Order. I have no idea about that. That's 2001. Yeah, Derailed. That looks interesting.
I'll watch Derailed just from that poster alone.
Yeah, there's a train and him with a motorcycle running up to it. An out-of-control train holding hostages and high-tech bioweapons. Agent Christoph Van Damme becomes a one-man army to derail the terrorists and save the lives of everyone on board.
Love it.
Oh, it's like a train, bro. It's like you don't use a train for a getaway. It can only go one way, one direction.
Dude, there's apparently his son is in this movie. I went into the cast. It says Chris Van Damme. He plays Ethan Christoph, his son in the movie. Plays
Derailed?
Yeah. If you go into the cast, you scroll over, there's a Chris Van Damme. He has his fist up, just like his dad.
Oh, man. Wow.
Now I definitely want to watch it.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's a Huh. Doesn't look much like him, but yeah.
Yeah.
Chris Van
Weird.
Damme. In Hell, 2003. I remember this one being good. I've seen this one. A man must survive a prison where hardened criminals battle to the death for the warden's entertainment. Biography. This happened to a guy in prison once, and he wrote a movie. So another blood sport fucking tournament movie, but I remember this one being pretty cool because it's like
There's another Frank Dux
yeah,
biography later in his life.
because he's
Went
in
to prison.
He's in prison, and like he can fight, but he doesn't want to fight because that's why he's in prison. But he has to,
Mm.
or they're gonna keep him in there for life or some kind of shit. Second in Command, 2006. This is like when you look at the poster of this is where his face starts to get
A little droopy.
fucked up.
Yeah.
The new military attaché is also second in command at the U.S. Embassy in Moldavia. The loser at the recent presidential election isn't letting that stop him. The president seeks protection at the U.S. Embassy, bringing it under attack. That sounds boring.
Yeah.
The Hard Corpse. This looks cheesy as shit. Like just from that poster alone, that's a straight to VHS, even though VHS is a dead format at that point.
Straight to something.
Army veteran assembles a team of bodyguards to protect a former boxer. Complications arise when the boxer suspects his sister may be romantically involved with the bodyguard. Van Damme's the bodyguard. And yes, he is banging your sister. Trust me.
So we got a good laugh out of that one.
We only got a couple left. Until Death. Stowe is a dirty cop who is hooked on heroin.
I'm already laughing.
I was like,
God damn it.
Van Damme, a drug addict? That's a stretch. We really stretch your acting chops here, buddy. Why wouldn't you just make it cocaine and you just like really live the character?
Yeah.
So he's hooked on
Not even
heroin,
acting.
and everyone dislikes him. Because of an accident, he is put into a coma and comes out of it a better person. He wakes up. He wakes up wanting to put things right. What the fuck?
Oh God.
So they put him into a coma. No one likes him. But after the coma, people are like, this guy's all right. He's trying to make amends for his former life. He's got a second chance. Like, what the fuck? I gotta watch that one.
Yeah.
Until Death. Oh yeah, that's 2007. That's late. The Shepherd, 2008.
Another good poster.
Yeah. Oh shit, he's got a kick on the
You
poster.
got a kick, and then you got an
a
airplane.
and the serious look. A former New Orleans cop battles drug cartels and ex-army special forces who are smuggling drugs from Mexico into the U.S. through a Texas border town. Okay, standard Van Damme affair there.
Yeah.
That might be okay. And then JCVD. This is the banger, I guess. Everybody says you have to see.
Yeah, this is supposed to be a genuinely like really good movie. Went to like festivals and everything.
Jean-Claude Van Damme gets involved in a bank robbery with hostages situation. Okay, and reflects about his life during it.
So it's like a meta thing. So he plays himself. I guess.
Did he rob a bank? Yeah, I thought this one was like, yeah, about him. But I guess it's,
what if he's a coked out? What if he's Van Damme and he's coked out and he's not doing any more movies, so he robs a bank? I wonder if that's the plot.
Weird. I gotta watch this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always thought it was just. I thought it was like a satire on his life, like JCVD was the character. So it's apparently not exactly what I thought it was. He also had a reality show for a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, Behind Closed Doors with Van Damme or something. I hear about it. It's ridiculous. He's like most of the show, he's just talking about, I will have to fight again. I have to for the children. He's like, I have to fight again. They will have to see because I've made so many mistakes with the cocaine. I have to come back and the children can see you can change. I will have to fight again. And he's like, he's gonna fight this Olympic gold medalist boxer from some country, and they have press conferences about it. Fight never happens. Would have been amazing, but it's just so funny, man. I have to. They need me to fight the children. They don't know who you are, Van Damme. The children have no fucking idea who you are. Okay. And then last one on his IMDb. He's got to have more movies than this because this is 2013. He didn't stop.
Yeah, I have a bunch here. He did another Universal Soldier, Kung Fu
Oh
Panda.
yeah, shit. Oh yeah, he's in Kung Fu Panda. He did a couple. Universal Soldier 9.
It's gonna run through these here: Assassination Games, Dragon Eyes, and then 2012 he has another resurgence with Expendables, where he plays the villain.
Of course he does.
And his name was Villain, and that's not a joke.
Hello, I'm Villain.
Yep.
This one's fucking wacky. Enemies closer. His hair is just fucking like the Joker. It's all blown out and up.
He has like a smirk on his face.
Yeah, and it's fucking and it's got a knife. Deep within a forest on the U.S.-Canadian border, two sworn enemies must work together to escape a ruthless drug cartel hell-bent on retrieving a drug shipment that went missing there. But I don't know if you can. He's gonna show up with his hair. It's like this blown out.
What the fuck?
Weird ass.
He's the one on the right.
Yeah, he's the one with the fro.
Look like my fucking grandma.
So I don't know what's going on there. I love that the IMDb picture they have for for Jean-Claude Van Damme for all these movies is this.
It's the hard target. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the fucking long hair. Awesome. Yeah. That's what he looks like.
Hilarious.
But yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. Classic, man. What a filmography.
Yeah, man. So yeah, just looking here, the box office on that Time Cop was 101.6 million on a $27 million budget.
Damn.
So that being his highest grossing shows you that it's not. Van Damme wasn't that big. I mean, I don't know. Movies just do these $1 billion nowadays, and we think nothing of it. But I guess back then, that's pretty good.
That's probably pretty good. I mean, with inflation, I mean, back then, 100 million is probably a little more than.
Time Cop remains Van Damme's highest grossing film as a lead actor, his second to break the $100 million mark, becoming a cult classic with fans. Although met with mixed reviews, it is generally regarded by critics as one of Van Damme's better films. Yeah. Yep. So that is The Muscles from Brussels. Hard target.
Man, talking about it makes me want to watch some of these fucking straight to garbage movies because some of them sound pretty good. I wanted to watch that Coma one.
Yeah, right. He has to change his life. Yeah, it's like I want to watch these on VHS. I need to go down to Goodwill and get these on a VHS, bro. That's the way to watch these bad boys. So yeah, that's JCVD.
Yeah, so your favorite's Time Cop, mine's Sudden Death. If you haven't seen either of them, you should definitely watch both of those. And I recommend Universal Soldier and Bloodsport. Those are kind of the top 4.
Time Cop, Sudden Death, Universal Soldier, Bloodsport. What's another one of the 5 you would have to see?
Maybe Lionheart, but I mean, if you're going to watch Bloodsport, I don't know. I'm trying to think of another one. Maybe Double Impact because there's 2 of them.
Yeah. So that's like in the top 6. Right on. Yeah. So check that shit out. I mean, no one's like learning about Van Damme right now. Like, oh shit, this Van Damme guy is pretty cool. So that's like you're already if you know, and if you don't, you never will, type of thing. So it was a special time in films where all you had to do was have some muscles and to be able to throw a head kick.
Mm-hmm.
and you could be a star.
And do the splits.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, that was the thing. And when he was talking about getting that contract in the interviews, I did the splits in his office across the chairs. I was like, of course you did. And that's when he's like, he's the one. He's the
Yeah.
one. So yeah, that's I think that's all we got. Episode 16, Van Damme. We just wanted to talk about these silly movies. These are fun. Definitely, if you're, a 80s or 90s kid, you probably got some fondness for Van Damme. And it's like you always picked a side. I think it was like Arnold Stallone, and it was Van Damme Seagal.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you picked a side, and Seagal's a bitch. So
Yeah. No one likes Seagal.
fuck Seagal. It's always some guy running at him straight with a knife.
Mm-hmm.
And he's slaps their arm 15 times.
That's Seagal. Yeah, I never liked his movies. He didn't have really good movies other than Under Siege.
Yeah, I mean, Under Siege is awesome, but that was my grandma's favorite, was Seagal, and I had no idea why. And she had, oh my God, Seagal has, I think, more movies than Van Damme.
It was like Above the Law, Marked for Death. I'm trying to
Dude.
I didn't like any of this movies growing
And
up.
he started getting fat, and he's still on it. Like I remember,
The Lawman.
I remember which one, but he's in a black trench coat and he's just fat as shit. He's got this double chin and he's like Seagal. I was like, oh man, he's still going, bro.
Isn't that where he's on the Native American reservation? Or there's one of them where he's like in the snow on the reservation. I think he's supposed to be Native American.
Yeah. He's claimed he's like Japanese. He's claimed he's like Native American. He's just a fucking
weirdo.
He's a big bullshit artist.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he claimed that he trained with Bruce Lee. Like he had trained with Bruce Lee. He was at his house. There's a couple of interviews. It's like, yeah, I knew Bruce Lee. I knew him very well. He's a good friend. And then it's like it was proven that like the time frames of what he said, it couldn't have happened. Like he was too young and all this other shit. So yeah, he's just full of shit. I don't think he ever met Bruce Lee. Probably never watched a Bruce Lee movie. Or he would make a fist when he fought instead of slapping people. Anyways, we should do a Seagal one of these days.
Just tear it apart.
That'd be fucking funny.
Yeah.
That'd be one of those ones where you got to do like a watch along, or we watch a super shitty Seagal movie and
have a couple clips loaded up.
Yeah, do a commentary track.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I love Van Damme movies. They're fun. There's like, well, the super late ones. I don't really count those, because no one's watching those. But during the big heyday, there's only like 2 or 3 that are shitty.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, the good ones are all the same movie. Most.
Yeah. His bread and butter is those tournament movies, man.
Yeah. So you're welcome, Mortal Kombat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's all we got. Check out those movies and let us know if you like them. What's your favorite Van Damme movie? Who's an actor maybe we should cover on these things? I think Arnold is an easy one to do because we're both big
Arnold
fans,
for sure.
And he's got a lot of movies. So maybe, I don't know. I was thinking maybe a Arnold versus Stallone type shootout too. Yeah. So thanks for watching. Thanks for spending part of your Sunday with us. Every week we enjoy it. I hope you do too. Please like and subscribe. Tell your friends. Tell your neighbors. Tell anybody. Just tell somebody, please. Please
help us. Hey, I got my TV back.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
So
picked it up yesterday,
right?
Yeah.
Is your original
same one? He said the motherboard died, and I was like, "Well, how the fuck do I prevent that?" And he didn't really give me too much of a clear answer. He basically said, like, I guess goes for you and I guess everybody out there who has a 4K TV, just in case, we don't want it to break, because I just spent $300 getting it fixed and it fucking sucks. But he says to keep the backlight not all the way on. I had mine cranked because I did like a CNET. Like I go to Google and type in like best settings for Samsung or whatever, because I don't fucking know. And so I kind of just matched what their settings were, and they had the backlight all the way to 50, which is the max. So now that I have it back, I cranked it back down to like 30, 25. But
Don't do that.
yeah, it's weird. I don't know.
Crank it back up. Because the
Or-
backlight is like, I'm big into those sites too, like CNET, where they talk about the best settings, and to really get the best settings, you got to calibrate it, but then you got to pay somebody.
Yeah.
I've thought about doing that. Like, I wonder how it would look that much better, like have professional calibration with the colors and everything. But it's HDR too, right?
Yeah.
Your TV, yeah. So for HDR content, you want your backlight to be the absolute brightest it can be, because your backlight doesn't affect like contrast and the brightness of it affects the brightness of the picture. But because the backlight, it's just the light behind the pixels. So you want that to be absolutely as bright as possible. So your HDR, when it's hitting its peak, it can hit its peak. So I don't know if I'd invest too fully into that. And it's lasted you a while, right?
I had it for a year, and then the motherboard broke. But I do agree. Like when he told me that, and I came home and I actually cranked it down, I was like, "Fuck, dude! Like it's so hard to, especially during the day." And also using the Samsung apps, like not using the apps on through the Xbox or the PS4 for whatever reason. I don't know if you've encountered this with your smart TV, but when I go to Netflix on the Samsung Netflix app and I watch something in HDR, it's so fucking dark. Even like the Disney Plus app, watching The Mandalorian on the Samsung Disney Plus app, it's almost like unwatchable because it's so fucking dark. So in order to watch something in HDR, I have to turn on the Xbox and use the Netflix app to the Xbox, and then it lights up. I don't know if it's a Samsung app issue, but anyways, my whole point being with the backlight and turning it down, I think I'm just gonna probably just play with it. If I'm just TV's in the background, I'm not really paying attention, I'll probably just crank the backlight down. But if I'm about to watch Sarah and I about to watch a movie, get some popcorn, or play a video game for a while, I'll probably crank it back up. Just kind of play with it.
I keep it cranked, but then I have like local dimming. I'm sure your TV has that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Local dimming arrays. I keep that. I don't like to crank that up because I think it could fuck with the picture, but I keep it at like a medium, so it kind of can negate the backlight issue if it is an issue. So like if something's really bright, like say this light strip right here was on your TV, it would be having super bright over here, but then over here on this black spot, they would be dimming the lights, right? Mm-hmm. So if you have that dimmer on too, that'll help negate, because it's not 100% on the whole time.
Yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to announce that because it's been 3 weeks without it, and felt good to have it back in the home. And played some Spider-Man this morning, and man, it's like fucking night and day. I can't even imagine what it's like to play it in 60 frames per second.
Well, I mean, can't you try? Doesn't the PS4 version have a 60?
I don't think so. I think maybe the PS4 Pro, but I don't think the base can do it, unless I'm missing it somewhere in the settings.
There's no like performance mode or something in it.
I don't think. I'll do some digging. Maybe they've upped it, because they definitely added an HDR setting to the PS4, but I don't think I've seen anything that has a performance. But I could be wrong. I always just update it and not pay attention to what I'm updating.
It's in the game settings, not the PS4.
Gotcha.
Like I don't know. At least on PS5, it has a performance mode, which is 60 frames, 1080p or checkerboard.
I think so.
It has 30 frames, 4K, but it just looks too good at 4K ray tracing that I don't fuck with the 60 FPS. I don't care. Especially in Spider-Man, I don't really care. Like a first-person shooter or something, I might care. Not enough to be playing 1080p though. It's like, fuck, dude. I thought we're done with 1080p. I guess we're still not quite there with the power yet to be cranking out 4K visuals. Oh, real quickly, just rambling at the end here, but
so it's good to just catch up for a little bit.
Yeah, so I fucking ran into an Xbox in the wild.
Oh yeah. You were telling me this yesterday.
A Series X. I was just at Target, and I was just looking at the games because I kind of want more PS5 games, so I'm looking at the next gen games. It's very little. And I look down, and they got the big black box, a Series X, one of them, only console like in the whole damn place, like regardless of brand. And I was like, holy shit, they have a fucking Series X. Like, no way. It's like sitting on the shelf. That's pretty fucking rare. And I was like, I should put up a post like, hey, if you want a Series X, it's here at Richland Walmart. I was like, no, I shouldn't. I should buy it. And then so I talked to Jessie, like, yeah, they have one. I should buy it. And she's like, no, talks me out of it. I have to get permission, of course, to spend fucking $550.
Yeah.
And so she said no. We left, and then I was like, man, I'm gonna fucking. I put my Xbox on Facebook for sale. My One X. I'm like, I'm selling this right now. I'm gonna go down there and get that fucking Xbox. Stupid me thinking that I could have sold that in time to go get that Xbox. Like, you can't do that.
Yeah, you get that excitement. I know what that feels like for sure. You're like, yeah, I want to do it. It'll happen.
And then everything's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And then Jessie comes into the room as I'm like taking pictures of it and stuff. She's like, are you confident that'll sell? I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty confident. I mean, it's a good price. I'm not, if somebody needs one, this is a really good price for it. And she's like, okay, well, you can go buy that Xbox then. And I was like, really? She's like, yeah. So I fucking race down there. I hit every goddamn red light. I get there, and I fucking it's like I'm walking towards it, and there's lots of things I can't see the display. I'm like, then I pop around, and it's gone. Just heart sinks. I'm like, oh fuck. And she felt really bad that she didn't let me buy it at the time, so I kept bringing it up all day, like, and she would get really mad about it.
Yeah.
She's like, I was like, I don't know. Anytime something happens, she's like, oh. She's like, I missed, I don't know. I missed my alarm on my phone. I was like, yeah, I missed something pretty big too today. She's like, stop it. I feel terrible. I was like, yeah, you should. But whatever. I'm over it. I did go on a little quest. Like, after that, I was like, I have permission. I'm fucking getting one now. So I fucking, GameStop didn't open till noon. It's like, what kind of a store doesn't open till noon, you fucker, on a weekend?
Yeah, that's a weird one.
And it was like 10 a.m. And I went to Walmart, and on this app I have that tells me Walmart stock, it said they had 6 of them. So I went there and asked them about it. And these fucking assholes, dude, they're only selling them online for Black Friday. That's it.
Yeah.
And it's like, he's like, so you could go online Wednesday, and if you're one of the lucky ones, you come get it here. It says they had them in the back. I was like, so you have them, and I have $550, and I cannot buy one. It's like they just have one sitting at Target. It's like, what the fuck? What are you guys doing?
Weird.
Like, it pissed me off. I almost wanted to talk to a manager. Like, give me a fucking manager. Like, is this serious? Like, what kind of world we live in where you have the thing in the store and no, you're not going to sell it to me? It was ridiculous.
Which is weird, because I imagine that they put that rule out because of COVID, but it's like you're already at the store.
Yeah,
they have it, so it's like, I mean, I know they're trying to reduce crowds, because if you start saying, hey, we have Series X and PS5s and at the local Walmart, people are going to come out in droves, and I don't think they want that. But at the same time, it's like, again, you're a customer, you have a product in your store available to buy, and you're there, so it's like, why not make a little money off of it?
Yeah. And yeah, exactly. It's so fucking weird. But I just thought that was crazy to see one on the shelf. I'm sure that won't happen for a long time yet. I'm not too worried about it. I wasn't going to buy any games or anything for the Xbox. If I got one, I was just going to, it'd be nice to have it for down the line when, games start getting pumped out. And I thought it would have been super awesome to have on my entertainment center. Got the 5 and the X. So yeah, I took my One X off of the marketplace. It's like, fuck it, I'm not going to sell it. Eventually I'll be able to get one, so I'm content on waiting now. But when you see it and it's there and it's so a tangible option, I'm like, yes, now pull the trigger.
For sure. Yeah, I've kind of given up on the PS5. I've been paying attention almost daily about like stock alerts, and I pop into Walmart when they tell me to, and a minute later, so I'm just like, it's not even worth my time anymore. So I'm spending too much time of like refreshing pages and like looking it up. I'm like, fuck it, it'll be in my house when it's ready to be in my house, and I'm not gonna fucking go out of
Yeah.
my way to waste my time with it. I have Spider-Man to play. I just got Ghost of Tsushima. I got a backlog. Cyberpunk's coming up, so I got shit to play. I can wait.
Yeah, for sure. I feel you.
But yeah, I would imagine if I was at a fucking Target and I saw, when I saw a PS5 sitting there, I'd say let's go about it a little differently. I'm like, oh shit, there it
Yeah.
is. I'm gonna buy
Now
it.
now I have all these scenarios in my head of what I should have done.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I should have, because at Target it's behind glass, right? So you have to be like, hey, can I come? Can I get this? And then usually they'll be like, you got more shopping to do, because you probably will. I should like, hey, can I get this? You got more shopping to do? Yes, I do. Okay, we'll
Mhm.
have it at the front customer service desk for you. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And then I just let it sit there and let it brew, so nobody else can buy it, and I'll come back like 6 hours later.
Mhm. Done with my
Yeah,
shopping now.
yeah, my shopping's done. Took a while.
You know how it is.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's that.
Yeah.
I was just happy that I got a PS5 because I started thinking about it. I was like, well, you know what? A lot of people weren't able to get any of this bullshit, and
Mhm.
so don't be greedy. You got one of them.
Yeah.
I mean, I know eventually we'll all have the system we want. It'll normal out.
Mhm.
So time heals all wounds.
Oh yeah. It's got to be
And buy,
patient.
and
I
buy
know a
what
lot
you
of people
want.
are getting upset, but just be patient. You'll get one.
Oh, I was thinking about painting my PS5 too.
Mm.
Like, I just watched a video where this guy, what Plasti Dip is? That spray paint, but it's like a rubberized. So it's like for like cars. So you spray paint your car, then you could just peel it off later, and it protects the paint.
Oh,
So
nice.
yeah, so it's like temporary. And this guy does it to his PS5 and makes it black, and it looked really cool. And they got that cans of that down at Ace for like $5. So I was thinking about
Nice.
doing that. It's like it'd be pretty cool custom, but I'm worried about a layer of like rubber on the shell,
Mm.
heat wise.
Right.
So probably won't do it, but it looked pretty damn cool. But anyways, congrats on your TV. That's awesome to have it back.
Yeah, very happy.
All right. Well, it's enough dilly daddling. I think we're done on episode 16, Van Dam. Hope y'all had fun. Like I said, come back and join us. Love y'all. Thanks for your support, and have a terrific day.
Yeah. Bye.
See ya.